Hello, I'm Christopher Brett-Rennis.
And I'm Nadine.
And we haven't come up with a name for our program yet, but this week we're talking about boobs.
Titties.
Titties with two Ds.
Coconuts.
Titties with two Ts.
Boobies written like a calculator, 80008135.
And a million other names. But
Bazonkas. Sorry.
Bazonka.
We're moving on.
But what we're talking
Maracas. Yeah, sorry. I'm just gonna stop. Sorry.
Somebody's got boob Tourette's. They just pop out. What we're talking about this week is the hypocrisy on social media, where I can sit here with my titties with two Ds hanging out, and Nadine can't.
Kind of put them in my jacket, really.
So, I guess the first question then is, what do those rules on social media, the social media
community guidelines?
That's it.
Yes.
What message does that send to women?
Everything's through the male lens, the male gaze. That's what it sends to. This is like totally from my film degree. That we are, and femme bodies are, can only be accepted if it's acceptable through the male gaze.
Okay, so
everything's sexualized. Our bodies are sexualized, and when they say it's allowed, then it's allowed. When it's not, it's not, and we just have to take it. There are so many puns for that one. Sorry.
No.
Just move forward.
With that then, around, say for the example, the topic of the breastfeeding.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Like the sexualization of breasts, but children are eating. And I don't understand how we can't even allow femmes or femme bodies or women to breastfeed in public without it being some sort of like World War III.
Oh, God, yeah.
Or 4. After COVID, yeah.
It's and still on social media, it bans women from breastfeeding.
Yeah, unless it's covered or But here you are.
I know.
I feel like one of those weather ladies.
Well, it reminds me back in the days when I was working in publishing, where I worked for a lesbian lifestyle magazine, and we did this amazing breast cancer issue that got banned in the US because we had a woman on the front cover with a double mastectomy. Makeup banned because that was pornographic. Yet,
what kind of porn are they watching?
I don't know.
Yeah, right.
But we could publish a guy fully nude as long as the dick was flaccid.
But how big was the cover?
the cover story. But yeah, no, it goes back to your point that it's kind of, there's rules, one set of rules for here and one rules for over there. Do you think? Like you talk about
do you think that we should change them? Do you think Yeah,
well, what's at the end of the day?
Does it annoy you as much as it annoys me? Like,
oh yeah,
particularly around the breastfeeding thing. I know, I just don't understand how nurturing and giving a child sustenance.
Yeah.
If you choose to breastfeed, and if you don't, there's of course equal ways of other ways of doing it. That it's in the same standard of like blow by blow.
Yeah.
Triple penetration,
squids
and lubes going everywhere. It's really it's all there's no spectrum. It's just like boom, everything's
for me it's looking at it just purely biologically. For some reason we call it, for men, these are muscles, completely forgetting that we've got mammary glands, we've got areolas as well. It's like the anatomy is the same, it's just developed differently, and yet we treat them completely and utterly different. Like if I was given enough hormones, I could get a set of boobs.
Very caveman of
So going back to that sort of, does it upset me? It agitates me.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm just really surprised around the magazine that flaccid cock can be on there, but a human who's like decided to have a mastectomy or needed to, whatever. That's fascinating.
Yeah,
completely undermines the social and emotional impacts of what could have come across on that cover.
Yeah, well, it also, I guess, then goes, is that type of messaging, whether it be a woman breastfeeding or just a woman with a, on a beach topless.
I think it comes back down to the male gaze, the sexualization of femme and femme bodies, and that it's a commodity, and it's about how can we use this for pleasure and use this for capitalism. I know you love that word.
Is it also, as a result, though, if a woman did that, she would be slut shamed?
For sure.
But I'm not going to be.
No, you're a goat. You're a fucking legend.
But
He-Man. Sorry.
But that's
it's the double standards. It's the double standard. And I think I follow this wonderful artist on Insta, and she paints erotic watercolor, but then when she posted an image of herself in like just a singlet, it was against community gland. She's like, oh, so I can have erotic porn that's art and that's allowed. And I mean, I'll link it later, it's magnificent. But her own photo against community guidelines. Yeah.
Anyway, that's where we'll leave it. Tell us what you think. And if
you have a name for whatever goes on other than workaholic and human with body dysmorphia, like let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Okay. And we'll be here next week with more. Let us know what you think. And
it's fun.
Yeah. Subscribe. Yes. Subscribe.